Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. Prince Albert police say the investigation into a death on Cook Drive is not criminal in nature. At 10:30 on Monday morning, police were called to assist EMS with a person down call. A 46-year-old man was found and pronounced dead at the scene by EMS. Police remained in the area while the investigation took place. Police say the investigation has now concluded and the police presence in the area has been lifted. RCMP in Prince Albert have charged a woman after a traffic stop led to the seizure of weapons and drugs. On Sunday, RCMP noticed a speeding vehicle swerving on Highway 2 in the RM of Buckland. When officers stopped the vehicle and an oral fluid test of the driver showed she had recently consumed cocaine, she was arrested. Through a search of the vehicle and a property in Prince Albert, police found and seized cocaine, methamphetamine, cash, an imitation firearm, bear spray, and drug trafficking equipment. 31-year-old Brianne Weber appeared in provincial court yesterday on multiple charges. PWHL champion Kaitlin Willoughby brought the Walter Cup home to Prince Albert for a meet and greet with fans at the Arthauser Centre. The Montreal Victoire forward took home the cup after defeating the Ottawa Charge in the league's first all-Canadian final, and now the trophy is making its rounds as each player gets her day with the cup. Willoughby will be returning to Montreal next season as she recently signed a 2-year contract with the Victoire. The young hockey players in attendance were excited to meet Willoughby.
That she's a famous hockey player and the cup is rare to win.
The lineup went out the door and Willoughby met with all fans for the full 2 hours. That'd be a pretty cool first, Jeff? Bringing the Walter Cup home.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, the Stanley Cup's been there a few times, but what kind of weather are they looking at the rest of this week?
Well, the rest of this week, it's going to be pretty much rinse and repeat because we are going to see temperatures staying on the cool side of seasonal, John. We still have that upper low sort of creating these series of other lower lows, and they sort of cycle through. Now, maybe not a lot in the way of rain. There'll be some scattered showers here and there, but for the most part, it'll be pretty static. And as I say, temperatures will be a little on the cool side, at least for this time of August.
The city of Saskatoon has chosen not to remove downtown benches despite pushback from local businesses. Today, a city committee chose not to remove the 25 benches the Downtown Business Improvement District identified as problematic due to graffiti, violence, and filthiness. Downtown Saskatoon says many of the benches have someone passed out on them, openly drinking or using drugs. City Council felt removing the benches would do little to address homelessness or public drug use, only moving the people to a different location.
But that different place might be to the places that have been set up for people to be safe and to be cared for that need that. At the end of the day, it was 6% of all downtown benches that we were talking about in those key locations.
Councillors voted to defer removing benches until next September and look at creating a phone line or online reporting system for businesses to use when issues arise. Saskatoon transit drivers are raising concerns about broken air conditioning on city buses.
You're in these buses from anywhere from 8 to 10 hours or more a day, and it's like sitting in an oven, right? Like it's the big glass windows on each side of you, and it just gets hotter and hotter, and it's starting to wear our people out.
The city says complaints from staff and riders prompted a review which found the problem to be bigger than expected. The director of Saskatoon Transit says mechanics are working on air conditioning repairs and outside vendors are being brought in to help. Meanwhile, drivers are swapping buses mid-shift to get more air-conditioned vehicles on the road. A Saskatoon man is raising concerns about health care after he says his father spent nearly 5 days in a hospital hallway. Mark Schillick says his 88-year-old father is in the early stages of Alzheimer's disease and went to the hospital after sustaining an injury. Schillick says his father spent nearly 5 days receiving care in the emergency room hallway at St. Paul's Hospital because there were no beds available. He says there was no privacy and his father appeared to be losing sleep and in distress.
He needs familiarized territory around him. His house is bad. His TV, his couch, his chair. Bad enough you're in the hospital, but when there's constant change and chaos, I'm sure it was quite terrifying for him.
The NDP says hallway healthcare has been an ongoing issue and is calling on the provincial government to find a solution. In a statement, the Saskatchewan Health Authority says Saskatoon hospitals have been experiencing higher than average capacity levels at the start of summer, but those pressures have reduced as of August, and that it's taking immediate action to address these capacity pressures. A man's been sent to hospital with serious injuries following a crash on Saskatoon's north end. An SUV and a half-ton truck collided at Highway 11 and 71st Street East shortly after 8 o'clock this morning. Firefighters had to use the jaws of life to free the driver of the SUV. Crews were also helping to remove the driver of the truck, who was taken by paramedics to hospital with serious injuries. There's no word on what contributed to the crash. Traffic was restricted in the area while emergency crews were working at the scene. A recent decision by the Saskatchewan Veterinary Medical Association has put a stop to a temporary vet clinic. For the last 11 years, the Canine Rescue Project has visited the Sturgeon Lake First Nation to provide care to animals in the community. But the SVMA recently denied approval for the upcoming clinic, adding the community is within 150 kilometers of an existing veterinary clinic. Community members and the Canine Rescue Project say the temporary clinic is needed to make neutering and spaying services more accessible, as some community members can't take their pets to the nearest clinic in Prince Albert.
It is frustrating, and especially because there was no communication. And when we submitted an appeal, the appeal was supported by letters from Sturgeon Lake, from veterinary clinics in the area that not only supported the clinic, but also said that they just don't have the capacity to absorb the patient caseload that we would have seen in a 3-day weekend, and it was still denied.
CTV has reached out to the SVMA for a response. Former CTV national news anchor Lloyd Robertson died yesterday at the age of 92.
And that's the kind of day it's been. I'm Lloyd Robertson. For all of us here at CTV News, good night. What is there left to say but thank you to everybody.
Robertson's career began in 1952 at a radio station in his hometown of Stratford, Ontario. In 1956, he began his television career with CBC before joining CTV in 1976. He covered the Kennedy assassination, Neil Armstrong's moonwalk, Terry Fox's Marathon of Hope, the fall of the Berlin Wall, and the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Robertson's last appearance as an anchor was in 2011. A group of dancers at River Landing in Saskatoon has turned a summer tradition into something bigger. On Monday and Wednesday nights, Salsa by the River has been bringing people together on the shore of the South Saskatchewan River in downtown Saskatoon for 17 years. Experience or skill doesn't matter, and the more seasoned dancers help along the newcomers. What began as a simple idea by Gil Campbell has created a sense of community, and he says the community has been one of the biggest accomplishments of Salsa by the River.
Somebody told me, a guy named Aris, that the electricity was on down here. So I brought a speaker down here. We had a few people, and then we had a few more. And after a year or two, we had about 50 people coming out every night. And then a guy named Leo Liendo started a Facebook group. Then we had 100 people.
Local DJs bring equipment and volunteer their time and talents to make this gathering possible from May to October. After the break, find out what the canine unit does in your city. Jasmine Pelche learns what it takes for a dog to join the Prince Albert Police Service.
We are at the Prince Albert Police Service with Constable Moswich, who is a dog handler for the service here. We're going to ask some questions about background information on the program and what sort of work the dogs are doing here in Prince Albert. So how did you first become involved as a handler?
Back in 2019, the service was going to expand to 4 canine units. At that time, there was an opening for 2 more spots, so I applied and I tried out, and in 2020 we ended up training a dog, and here I am.
Could you tell me a little bit about your dog?
His name's Aries. He's a German Shepherd. He's originally from Slovakia, and he was bought by a broker in the States, and then our service went down to the States. And there was it's like not a dog convention, but there's a bunch of services that come down from the States, Canada. They test these dogs, and they see what the dogs have, and then they pick the dog that they want. And then Aries, that was his name down there, and we kept the name, and he came here, and then we started training him, and yeah.
What sort of qualities are good in a police dog?
High energy, high drive. We want that dog to always work for us. If you get a dog that's lazy and doesn't want to work, it makes your job harder, because you have to try to get that dog interested in what you're doing. So,
what does the training look like?
The training, so the basic canine training program, it's 16 weeks. And in that 16 weeks, there's different profiles that you have to work on. So some of them are obedience, apprehension, tracking, searching, evidence searching. And then in that searching, there's compound searches and building searches. So there's all those categories. And then at the end of that 16 weeks, you have to do a test. And then if you pass the test, then you're good to go.
Is the test for both you and Aries?
We work as a team. So I have to learn to read him and understand what he's telling me. And in the same breath, I have to take him to where he needs to be. So, say we're searching a building and he's in scent of the person he's looking for, he has different indications that tell me, hey, this person's close, so I have to be able to read him. Aries he's 7 right now, he'll be 8 in December, so we always have to stay on top of our training. So all these profiles, tracking, apprehension, searching, and all that stuff, I have to kind of train, when I'm working and stuff like that. So we, just try to stay on top of it and train when we can, just to keep those skills sharp.
How long is the career for a police dog usually, and is Aries approaching retirement now, or how many years do you think you got?
Well, he's 7, he'll be 8. It all kind of depends on the health of the dog. He's in good shape. He doesn't seem to have any pains or limps or anything like that. So it's hard to say. I'm sure he's got another year and a half left.
And afterwards, is Aries just going to continue living with you and enjoying retirement? Or?
Yeah, you betcha. He's part of the family. So,
is there anything important that you need to get across that we might not have spoken about yet?
Just that the dogs are a tool, and they're an important tool. They're more than just a pet. They are an officer, and I think they're just a great tool, and we use them in all sorts of scenarios, like ERT deployments. When it gets deployed, canine goes. It's pretty tough to outrun a dog. And
hey, well, very interesting. Thank you for speaking with me.
Yeah, you betcha. Thank you.
After the break, Jeff has a look at weather, and artificial intelligence is being used to prevent delirium during hospital stays. Jeff, if somebody tells you to go fly a kite on a day like today, they really don't like you, because that thing's going to be 2 provinces over by the time.
Exactly. It's like, and it's going to be worse tomorrow. So you could dislocate something tomorrow if you go out and fly a kite, because it's going to be nasty. Some places, John, will see wind gusts up to 80 kilometers an hour, maybe likely stronger. But right now, that's what we're calling for in some places. So we've got a pretty aggressive low right now that's up in parts of northern Alberta, and that is going to eventually slide through Saskatchewan, and with it, really active weather up in northern areas of the province. We'll, keep our eye on all of that. We've certainly had some rain down in the southeastern part of Saskatchewan. We don't have any numbers for you quite yet, but certainly an active weather pattern, but not really widespread in terms of the wingspan wingspan of the active weather. Wind will be quite active, though. Here is that low that I'm talking about. You can see that counterclockwise spinning as it moves through, and it is sweeping through areas north of Prince Albert, and then a little bit of a tail on there. And you can see these pressure lines getting close together. So, yes, we've got a windy situation brewing. So here we go for the overnight for the Lakeland region and thereabouts. 10 degrees for Spiritwood, 11 overnight for the Battlefords, 12 in Candle Lake and Birch Hills and Rosthern. We're dealing with partly cloudy skies there. And the winds do start to pick up as we make our way through the overnight. Nipawin, 12 degrees, and the same is for Melfort. Let's take a looky-loo at tomorrow. So we are dealing with Thursday here. I have to keep checking myself on that because of the long weekend. 16 degrees with cloudy skies in Spiritwood. The Battleford, 17 and cloudy skies. Candle Lake, 17. And then the winds start to pick up in the Birch Hills area. Could see wind gusts up around 80 kilometers an hour. 17 for Rosthern, maybe not quite as windy, but still breezy. It just doesn't trigger the icon that says windy. Windy conditions in both Nipawin and Melfort. 17 for Nipawin's high, 16 for Melfort. Here we go for Prince Albert and area. So tonight, we're expecting some showers. There's a risk of a thunderstorm. And the winds start off light, and then overnight, let's say around 4 in the morning, things start to pick up, and it starts to build as we make our way through the morning hours. And then as we make our way into the afternoon, you can see we're expecting sustained winds of 50, gusting to 80. That should back off as we get closer to 5 or 6 o'clock. But it is certainly going to be a windy morning and even windier afternoon for the most part. Mainly cloudy skies, 17, so way below seasonal numbers. And then into the low 20s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 23 on Monday, 22 on Tuesday. And Wednesday, a high of 22 again. So temperatures, as I mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, staying below seasonal, certainly for this time of August, by about 4 or 5 points.
Yep, and make sure you swap out the cotton twine for fishing line on your kite if you do decide to bring it out today.
Why, thank you for that tip.
It's a good one, eh? There you go. All right, Jeff. Well, the Saskatoon Mamba have secured a spot in the CEBL playoffs. The 13-11 Mamba will face the 14-10 Winnipeg Sea Bears in the Western Conference semifinal. Saskatoon finished 1 game behind the Sea Bears, who won the season series 3-1. The Sea Bears will be without the league's leading scorer, Teddy Allen, who was injured in an off-court altercation. Game time is 6:30 Thursday from Canada Life Centre in Winnipeg.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
About 1/4 of adults suffer from delirium at some point during a hospital stay. That's about 500,000 Canadians a year. But as Pauline Chan tells us, artificial intelligence could soon play a role in preventing that.
Dr. Amol Verma's interest in delirium sprang from his grandmother's experiences during leg surgery.
And that was really striking for us because she was someone who was so mentally sharp and always very bright. And, you know, she was suddenly disoriented. She was talking about a wedding that wasn't happening.
Dr. Fahad Razak says delirium is extremely common, affecting 20 to 30% of all Canadians hospitalized for any range of conditions.
People are extremely confused. They may be very somnolent, so barely responsive. Other patients can be very agitated. They can not recognize family members or friends. They can have trouble eating or drinking. It is so serious that once you develop delirium, the chance of dying in hospital during that admission doubles.
And even if you recover, your chances of your brain sustaining permanent damage, requiring you to move into long-term care, for example, more than doubles. That's what prompted Unity Health to look at ways to identify high-risk candidates for delirium.
You can do it with very high precision, but it's very labor-intensive. So, for example, there's been a method that's developed that takes about 30 minutes to 2 hours per medical chart.
Not very practical, but an AI program developed by Unity Health using just 10 key factors is proving helpful. Harry Ennis's partner Bruce went through heart surgery last year.
I asked him sort of key dates, like when's your birthday, when's my birthday, and He didn't know them.
Ennis says the key is early identification of vulnerable patients.
You can reduce the chance of delirium occurring by as much as 40%.
You need to know about it before it happens, like before the surgery, so that you can monitor if it's happening. You can put in strategies to minimize it and keep the patient safe.
Things like being able to eat well, being able to stay hydrated, being able to get up and move and be physically active.
In Canada especially, we have a problem with recognizing it because many patients who are admitted to hospital don't speak English. And the fact that they are confused sometimes is not easily apparent to a healthcare worker.
The delirium risk calculator is currently being tested in several Ontario hospitals, and it will expand to 13 hospitals in October.
Delirium is the most important cause of hospital-acquired harm for Canadians, full stop.
Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Urban center, but really can reach people all across the country.
All right, Jeff, if you're going to be a morning TV person, you probably have to be a morning person, right? But
that probably helps.
That's not what happened in this local Memphis, Tennessee newscast. Take a look.
Running 465 miles in a matter of days to make all of this happen.
Okay, Sleeping Beauty over here.
Oops. That was Fox 13 host Dominique Dillon, and yes, she did fall asleep at the desk. The quick nap has been getting a lot of attention online, and in her defense, she did just return from mat leave a couple of months ago. Do you think that's...
Couple of months?
Is that an excuse, or is that a fine day? Are we putting a couple of bucks in the fine
I say
jar?
any young mother, absolutely, you give her a break and give her a hall pass on that.
There you go. But I mean, the red light's on, the bright lights are on. How do you find... I couldn't...
Oh, you could
find
too.
a comfortable position here.
I used to sleep on the illusion that we're in different rooms. He's right over there.
I had a better time sleeping on buses than I would have a time sleeping in this chair. That's for sure. But I could use a nap. I could use a nap with pay. Put that into the contract.
Sure. Good luck.